Thank you. Breakfast. Oh man, this all of a sudden, I don't know if it's the particulates in the air or stuff. I got all blah, and I'm coughing and yakking. And
oh, great!
Isn't that neat? It's so neat. Can't find my light. How do I look? Because I can't find my light. I don't have light shining on me.
You look like the dark side of the force. I look like the light side of the force.
I'll work out perfect, and I've got Is
that a banana peel?
Oh yeah. There's the banana. He gets the banana. I get the peel. I'm going to be
just throw it on the floor.
Stocking up on my.
Don't you have a
calcium?
Don't you have a compost bin under your bench?
Do I have a what?
A compost bin.
Oh, the entire place is, yes. May I? Oh, thanks. Save it for later.
This level.
Sorry
for the earthquake.
You got ideas?
Yes. Today's video is very appropriate for us. Just a second here. I'm shimming things. Okay, so it's about procrastination.
Oh, I'm the king of that.
As I like to call it, partscrastination, where you order parts in the hopes that they take a long time to show up, so you don't have to actually work on the thing that you ordered the parts for.
It works.
Yes.
That works. What if I was to tell you something that it might shock you, it might scare you, it might put you in shock and fear and scared, but we're live, we're happening, it's up, they're watching us.
Oh, okay, good.
I did that. Well, that was such a beautiful intro. I thought, what the heck?
me shimming my computer.
So, well, this is BG.
That side, this side.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, and that's Luka Cee.
We are
the Model Car Guys
on YouTube.
On YouTube.
On YouTube, and we are. Well, we missed a week. Things been going on, and we're a little off ourselves here. It seems like
missing a week actually means we're missing 3 weeks.
Yeah, because we're bi-weekly. That's how it works.
Exactly.
So, which means we're a little rusty already, huh? But we've been doing a lot of things.
It's monsoon season. Everything.
That doesn't help either. That's why I've got the and I'm drinking water.
I realized today, watching the water stream off the roof from the air conditioning units, that I am like Luke Skywalker's uncle. I am a moisture farmer.
Ah, yes. I was farming moisture early this morning because, like with what I'm doing now, which has taken a lot of my time, and why I haven't been doing a lot of videos, and why part of the reason why we agreed to miss the last taping is that I've gotten I got a label right here, everyone. If you can see that. Luka Cee products have launched, and I've been working in the mornings because I have to pressurize. I got to figure out some major water traps. I'm getting a lot of moisture coming out of my thing, and it kills me. It's like there's one point during, that's why I work like real early in the morning. Like I'm talking, I go to work at 1 a.m. And
1 a.m.
Yeah, and I made it about 7 today. I still got stuff to do. My day's not done with that, but I just start getting so much moisture coming into my pressurizing tank. Right? He knows. That's my helper.
Really enjoy that.
He loves that banana. and so
only that one though. He doesn't want any other banana, just that one.
No, just that banana. But so I get so much pressure that goes in the tank. It affects the resin very badly, and bad things started happening. And I lost a couple parts because of a couple things. So I'm like trying to get a batch of stuff to Andy's because he's taking off to Germany. So hey, I got that too. I'm
representing my buddy Louie today.
You know what? Let's both represent Louie. I'm gonna do the same. There we go. There we go. And I went ahead and had to shut production down, and I wanted to get a bunch of stuff to Andy. This is my last day to get some Andy. He's going to Germany for 2 weeks, so I'm trying to load up on stuff, but it'll sell out so fast on a site, and so you won't be seeing Luka Cee products available probably after tomorrow for about 2 weeks on the site, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty hard for Andy to ship from Germany.
Yeah, unless
he's taking a suitcase full of stuff there to sell.
Not my stuff. No. He's going to Andy's. You don't think
NASCAR friends are going to do well in Germany?
What's that now? He's going to what?
You don't think NASCAR front ends are going to do well in Germany?
Quite honestly, I think they actually would. I think a lot of my stuff would. I used to have a European distributor, and a lot of stuff went to Germany. I even had a guy who was in Germany who mastered some stuff for me. And it was really? NASCAR related stuff that I used to produce that was pretty popular.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, he wants to see Louis. He likes Louis' logo. He recognizes it because we have his cards. I don't know if you saw, they were up at the model meeting.
Have I been usurped by the popularity of Louis in the house?
Yeah.
Louis I haven't been over in months.
To my house?
Yeah.
Only, yeah, that's right. Because
last time I was at your place was the meeting before our last meeting.
That's right, because we did Louis' meeting, and then we did, and then we've been doing this kind of tape. You haven't been coming over for tapings.
No.
Which
I can't find my pants.
Mm.
All right, there we go.
Going down. So, procrastination. How do you get around procrastination, or do you embrace it fully and say, I'm a procrastinator, this can wait? I don't, no, hold on. What is that though? You know what that is, but don't do that. Don't rock the 60 Fender Stratocaster.
Yeah, that's Strat.
I was going to make it worse. Anyways,
that Strat weighs more than Felix does.
Yeah. And it's older than him. It's older than me.
It's older than me.
It is. It's older than all of us. So I tell you, it is something I don't embrace it, and I have a lot of it, and it annoys the heck out of me. And I kind of have the appropriate with Felix if he'd move his head there. I have quite the appropriate model kit sitting there that really represents some procrastination. Holy cow. That's something I was working on. Oh yeah. Well, of course, but this was
the green screen, and that's just display only.
Yeah. This was a kit I actually had in a couple of videos where I flared, the rear fenders and all that stuff. And when that kit came out, I want to build that model, the car that's on the cover there. And I was making a video about it, but the video was about a modification. So I finished the modification and haven't touched it since. And that was even something that Rick Salvino was really liking, and so he was disappointed in me.
Oh,
but that's my procrastination.
That's your procrastination.
And I don't embrace it, but I've got it. It's something I've had all my life because I'm like that. And I got to try to figure out a way at 50, going on 56 in a few weeks. Can I fix it? Can I fix it?
Well, not by this point.
Yeah, I'm wrecked.
However, if you embrace it and recognize it, this is the self-help portion of the video.
Thank you. That's what we need. That's what we're here for, self-helping.
Because knowing is half the battle.
Mister, you're in serious trouble.
He's absolutely right, kids. Because when you drink, nobody wins. In fact, last year alone, there were over 27,000 deaths from chronic liver disease as a result of alcohol abuse.
Now we know!
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
Groovy shirt, dude.
Thanks. I'd like to thank my brother Jeff for sending that to me.
I just have this. This is my
Marvel. Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Peter Parker, Spider-Man. So where was I going with this?
The self-help.
Thank you and good night. The self-help part.
Felix, do your job.
I recognize in myself that I have a lot of procrastination.
Yes.
It just happens when it comes to drawing cartoons or when it comes to doing the model building thing. I can't do it unless I'm motivated.
Yeah.
And then it's like hours at the bench until that motivation subsides or that I run short on talent, whichever comes first.
Yeah.
Usually it's the talent sort of runs out. But like with this Tacom Jeep,
which that's interesting. You say that the Tacom Jeep, you're doing it as a result of my procrastination.
Exactly.
Look at that beautiful thing. I love the video, by the way. If you guys haven't seen it, here, get ready. We're going to go watch that video, man. Continue on, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So once I realized that I have this, ability that I inherited from my parents to procrastinate, I'm surprised they even had kids, right? So they, recognizing that I can allow for that in my build plan, where I'm like, you know what, this Tacom Jeep needs to be done by the time we go to Vegas. There's a hard deadline. I have to pack a car and drive, right? Type of thing. So yes. I actually figure out how many hours in a day I have set aside to do this particular project that I'm actually working on while we're speaking.
Oh, how cool.
Yes, only because Mrs. BG and I had a conversation about this yesterday morning over our coffee while we were getting ready for our day. And she says, how's that Jeep going? And I said, it's going pretty well. She's like, okay, cool, because you need to have that done by Vegas. I said, yes, I'm fully aware of that. So she's like, you need to get on that. I'm like, she has never told me that about a model kit before. So I'm like, this is a big deal.
It is. It is a big deal.
So yeah, I'm like, I can't believe Mrs. BG cracked the whip on that.
Ha! Awesome.
So yeah,
she knows. Well, she knows where it's at. What's got to be done. What's important.
Exactly. So I appreciate that. I mean,
I appreciate it. Geez, thanks a lot, Mrs. BG.
Right. You've been texting her, right?
Yeah.
Why isn't he done with that thing yet?
Yeah, it's ticking me off.
It's only got 600 parts. Why is it taking so long?
Yeah. I'm the one who's a procrastinator. We don't have room for two procrastinators in this function.
The thing that's slowing me down on this Jeep is I have all metric tools and this thing is SAE. So
oh well, that I can understand. That can get a little it's rough on the nuts. Meaning nuts and bolts.
Yes.
Wow. It got quiet here from
yes.
It's fake. See, it says motion picture. We're kind of in the motion picture industry, right? So it works.
Well, we're into doing things poorly.
Oh, yeah. You know what I forgot to bring? Let me bring it up. It's right there. My virtual red stapler. Holy cow. Wow, we are not on it today, are we?
No, we are not. And I apologize for making you do this.
Making me do this. No.
You don't understand. See, this is my way of procrastinating working on this.
Oh. So that was your gig when you're saying, come on, dude, let's get going. Come on, man. Come on.
You got to do the video. Why? You don't understand.
The show. We got to keep the show. It was all selfish reasons just to get you to not have to work on the Jeep.
I have a question for you. When you end up procrastinating something, do you end up doing like a dozen other things other than the thing you're supposed to be doing?
Oh, you haven't seen my workbench.
I
have an 8-foot long workbench and I have a workspace that big.
Yeah.
Does that answer that question?
Is it covered in banana peels or something? Or what?
No. This bench here, which is just as bad. I have a workspace about that much. And it's now filled with banana peels. But this is my clerical desk and editing bay, and of course my studio and whatnot.
Well, I've done things.
I need some organization in my life.
I've done things like, well, I'm gonna go out and pull weeds in 107-degree heat rather than spray clear coat. You know?
Wow.
I'm like, I'll go to the dentist before I go outside and spray 2K clear, you know, because I'll do anything before I go spray 2K clear.
Now, see, you and I have talked about this, and this is an issue I have. That is almost where the brakes get applied, even when I got something where I have been procrastinating. When it's paint time, clear time, I shut right down. I have had a 12-year about painting, and I kind of dread it, you know.
I think it's because you know too much about painting.
I wonder what it is, but it just for some reason something started happening about 12 years ago that every time I paint, there's something different. There's some sort of disaster. So now I'm just scared. I had, you know, again, we go back. I've told the story a million times. A very serendipitous event with the painting of the 40 Ford. It worked out, but that was a little heart hurting. What other ones have I done? I actually had luck with the Pontiac. You saw the video where I got the color down on the Pontiac. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, that was your taping.
But I still got to decal it, and I still got to clear it. And that's something. See, I have to have that done for Vegas, and I haven't done a thing to it.
Yes, well,
but I've also been
canceling. I apologize about canceling build night tonight. This schedules weren't working out. So.
Yeah, well, you know, that happened. I was actually, you know, I kind of wasn't going to go, and then you got me all excited, and then, you know, but you know what? Tonight I got to decal that thing up.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do video on it, and get that thing
that sounds
cleared.
like fun.
But yeah, gosh. Now, I would like to 2K clear the thing, but I'm not really set up for any 2K clearing right now, because my 2K clear is all, because it's, you know, I've been so scared to paint for so long. All my 2K clear has gone bad.
I'll tell you what, John, excuse me, John has invited me down to his place to have me work with him with 2K clear. And because I went out and I clear coated the 32 Ford. Bye, Felix. Got a meeting to get to.
Yeah, no, they're. Yeah. I don't know. We might be on the chopping block. I'm just saying. Just continue. Don't worry about that.
He's going to legal, and he's like, "Can we talk about 2K clear?" So John has invited me down to actually work with him with clear coating this 32 Ford, because 3 passes now, and I have now.
Oh yeah, you're fighting
up all 3. I've messed up all 3. So we're having lunch today. He's going to take a look at it, and he's like, you know, you can always come down to my place and do some clear coating and stuff. So I'm like, maybe you and I should go down there and have a class.
Yeah,
because he does it in his house. This is the benefit of living alone.
Wow, he does it in his house.
He does it in his house.
Why does he have a paint? See, that interests me alone right there, on account of I want to do it in my house.
He has an industrial strength booth evacuator thingy. I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, so we'll talk to him about that and see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, I had a booth set up here in the hobby room. I tried doing the 2K clear in here once. And I was like, nope, not ever doing that again.
Yeah, I don't think a hobby. I don't think I don't think that type of paint booth will handle it.
No.
2K clear is, you know, and I even find like the 2K clear, even out in the garage, that can be a tough thing. One time I was constructing my real cars in my garage, and I had these beautiful wheels that were beautifully painted, and you know, they were so nice. And I worked at, you know, that's when I worked at Swift, and my the pinstriper there, you know, he said for a pizza, he pinstripe by hand. He put the blue pinstripe around the wheels by hand. The guy is amazing. For pizza. We're a bud. He was my bud. He was there pinstriping. He had his own business. I actually, if I can find it, I'll put it right here. I did a video on kind of talking about this guy. He's an amazing pinstriper. There's actually YouTube videos on him. Nice. And he like pinstripes all at the major hot rod shops here in town. And he'd come in and we'd have a bunch of sets, you know, motorcycle sets, tank, oil bag and fenders laid out for him to pinstripe. And hey, Ron, would you pinstripe, you know, what would you charge me to pinstripe my wheels? He says, buy a pizza. I bought a pizza, and and all the time he was always like this, talking to somebody as he works. And he said, and I watched him. If I can find a picture of him, I think I have a picture. I'll put it right here. These wheels right here. Do you see? You can't yet, but you will see when you watch the video. They're perfect. They look machine done. He literally by hand didn't put them on a thing to spin. He's talking on the phone like that, going, "Yeah, well, you know, you got to get over there and you take you." And they turned out beautiful, and he did it. It took him like 10 minutes to do. I had the pizza, and then he shared the pizza with all of us. That's the kind of guy Ron is.
Dang.
So amazing, just an artist. And he became a pinstriper because he wanted some pinstriping done on his 49 Merc.
So he got into the business doing it for himself, huh? He
did it for himself, and everybody said, "Damn, that's nice." And that was years and years and years ago, long before there was any YouTube or anything. He just read it. He just did it. And
I watched some videos on people doing pinstriping, and it is a legit art form.
It is amazing. I learned some stuff from him. Actually, I've been wanting to go buy the proper stuff and try it.
I feel like I could do it, but I only get like half of everything. I can't do the symmetrical type of thing, which is, you know, that's the part that kills me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do the right side of it, but I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't do any of it because I procrastinate. Procrastination has got me to never go buy all the proper stuff. I really think I could do it. I'm very good with hand painting. But here we go. They're got a stapler. It leads into what I was talking about. Is I had these beautiful wheels. Yeah, thank you. And I had these beautiful wheels sitting there. I'm shooting my 2K clear in my garage. Didn't even think about it. And like Frank came over and he says, so you cleared the model? I go, yeah. Where'd you do it? I said, right here. I go, were those right over the wheels over there? I wasn't over the wheels. They were kind of far away. He goes, and we went and felt them, and they felt like sandpaper, and there was no taking it off. You had to. Good thing they were actually. Frank had painted them. They were actually real. Now you've seen them. You know what they look like.
I like them.
They were real. Yeah, they were real. Vintage US Indy mag wheels, 5-hole mag wheels, like from the 70s, and they were kind of marred up, and so we actually used body filler a little bit and all that, and sanding it all out, because there was like somebody took a claw hammer to one or two of the wheels, and we painted them black. It was we used PPG Global toner black, so black as anything, clear coated, and then Ron pinstriped them. So these things were, you know, I had to be careful to pinstripe, but I was able to sand them. But the thing about it is the 2K clear, boy, talk about an endless story to get to this point. 2K clear, it's overspray that it puts out isn't like other paints where it just is a dust and then you just kind of can, it's just annoying. No, because it's alive, it stays alive. It doesn't dry in the air. It's 2K alive. Clear, it has nothing to do with drying. It activates. It's chemical activation. So the particles are still, you know,
it's basically you're painting with resin.
Yeah, exactly. So if they land on stuff, it's actually better don't mess with it and let them harden. You could probably get them kind of buffed off.
If you've worked with resin, I got green paint on my thumb. If you work with resin, you have to wear a respirator when you're working with resin because of the vapor and all that kind of stuff. They take that stuff and you atomize it and getting in the air, and imagine getting that stuff in your lungs.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Resin coated the inside of your lungs.
Maybe that's why I'm coughing. Oh. Yeah, no, exactly. That's why it's very, very important when you're using 2K clear. And it's, see, this is the thing that's starting to happen now in our hobby. 2K clear is getting extremely popular, and it's a lot easier to obtain. Back when, there was only a few people that would use 2K clear because at the time it was expensive. You had to get big amounts, and you had to kind of know what you were talking about.
That's not me.
It wasn't you. That was me. That was a phone call coming in. And the problem with it was, now you can buy it in small amounts, and now you can even get it in a rattle can and stuff. That 2K clear is extremely dangerous. And it's a little bit of a fear that with the accessibility and so many people doing 2K clear, whenever I get asked, advice, it's like, first, make sure, you do it in a place that's well ventilated. You got a good, not a paper mask, not the mask everybody's wearing during the COVID stuff. And, or you got to have a respirator with, you got to have that stormtrooper helmet.
Yep.
And it's very important because that stuff it'll kill you. It will kill you. And again, it'll get over everything. So you better have a good paint booth, sucks it out, whatever. That's the 2K clear thing. It's not, we were talking about procrastination, but 2K clear creates me to procrastinate, so it works.
Well,
in our subject.
I've been thinking about this, and I find myself
good. At least you're thinking.
I find myself procrastinating the most when it comes to something that I'm not 100% comfortable with doing.
Yeah.
Such as 2K clear work.
Uh-huh.
Primer, paint, no problem. Do that all day long, type of thing. But it comes to clear coating and decaling, usually not in that order. But when it comes to those, it's like, no, I'd rather go pull weeds in the yard or do errands.
That's really in 107 degree weather. You'd rather do that than.
Yep.
Thank God for Tamiya, huh?
If we had snow, I'd go out and shovel that rather than do 2K clear. So I mean, it's a mixed bag. I can do a clear coat job and it'll turn out just perfect. As a matter of fact, the 32 turned out really, really well. Nice looking flow over the entire body. It's just full of dust. That
sucks. Yeah, that's another thing. That stuff is like, it's a dust magnet, so you got to be, really. It does. It's got kind of a charge to it. It does attract even more dust than regular.
Well, I have this theory, and people out there who are scientists and people who know things like that could actually challenge this, and I would be curious to know. But the actual act of the paint and air mixture flowing over the top of a piece of plastic generates a static electric field.
Absolutely, it does. Yes.
And yes,
you don't need to ask any experts. It's a truth.
Now, I know in the automotive painting world, there is something called a static gun where you can shoot the body of a car or the area you're painting with this ion blaster that reverses the attraction or something like that and repels dust.
Yes, they have something like that. And you ground the whatever you're painting. You also have a cable that you ground it.
Okay, so and it's probably something that's going to work for plastics then.
You won't work. Well, honestly, I don't know. I don't know how that all works and if it works in plastic, because there's a lot of plastic stuff on cars.
Yeah, it's true.
But I don't know enough about that technology, but I have heard of it.
I found a product on Amazon that I'm curious about, but it's like $100 or more. And it's a static gun. And I'm like, it's like an ion blaster, anti-static gun type of thing. I'm like, And it's weird because it's not actually every time you pull the trigger, it like sends out ions, whatever. So it's like one of those spark guns we used to get when we were kids.
Oh yeah,
the Buck Rogers spark gun where you pull the trigger.
Oh, how
sparks.
cool!
I'm like,
You could have fun with that.
I could have fun with that. That'd be a lot of fun using that with some 2K open in the room, right?
Right. Do you prep your surface before you shoot with a wipe down with a certain chemical or whatever? There's an actual chemical.
I just do an alcohol wipe down.
Yeah.
I use terry cloth or
that's a bad thing right there. That creates a lot of that could create your dust problem.
Really?
Yeah. You probably have the video. Exactly. You have the videos that I've harped this in your watch list, obviously. Go, and I'm guilty as I keep forgetting. Go over to whatever your favorite auto parts store is. Get this right here. It's those blue towels, the blue paper towels.
Oh, I have baskets of those things.
Those are perfect. Make sure they stay in a clean area or whatever. They're always clean. Those are, I mean, oh God, we use those in the automotive painting or, custom paint shop. Like crazy.
A static resistant type of thing.
It has that in it. It cleans up everything. It gets off.
Are you talking about a tack cloth?
No, not tack cloth. This is it's just a pre-wipe for painting, and it has everything. It's got the chemicals in it that you need with where it removes it. See, tack cloth, yeah, that's kind of okay, but that can leave a residue.
Which is why it's still in the bag, because this particular one I actually have problems with.
I'm not a fan of tack cloth. That's kind of like old technology. It's basically it's for pre-wiping down your surfaces, takes all the oils, because you're always going to handle stuff when you're setting it up in the booth, and you want to wipe everything down, all the dust. It takes everything off, and it kind of helps with getting rid of any static charge and all that stuff. And you use those blue towels. Those are like the best things to use. Okay. Those
are lint free, aren't they?
They're lint free, yes.
Okay, they're
awesome. Secret. I love them. I got to go buy a few rolls.
They're a lot softer than regular old kitchen paper towels.
Yeah, they are. They're quilted, they're thicker, and they're lint free, and they're just awesome. They're really cool. I love them.
Quilted for your comfort.
They're comfortable for all kinds of uses.
That's nice to know in case something goes awry here.
Well, I tell you what, let's cut to a little station identification thing here, because I didn't even do we got a really big shear for you. Boy, we just blew it today, bad. So we're gonna cut to a break here, pay the bills and whatnot, and let everybody know what channel this is.
That's right.
And we're gonna come back and continue this talk.
Mm-hmm. Hello, my name's Bill. I'd like to get paid, please.
We'll be right back. You're watching the Luka Cee channel on YouTube. But anyways, shall we come back from the break?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Do we have like a lead-in type of coming back from the commercial type of slate?
I think we just did it.
Oh, okay, cool. And in other news.
So we are back.
We are back. Thanks for the procrastination of the of coming back.
That's the theme here, is the procrastination. And I think I haven't even looked at this thing. This is like such a it's funny I put it up here. I just grabbed it and put it up there for looks, It's
that psychic hotline.
And it's like it's perfect for what we were talking about. It's like it's still in the condition it was when I wrapped the video a year and a half ago. I'm only right there. And it's really good. Yeah, I don't know if you can really tell, but I did those fender flares. They were fun.
I like those.
That was a fun video. I enjoyed doing that stuff.
How long ago did you do that video?
About a year and a half ago. Maybe not quite a year and a half ago, but it was over a year ago. It was a 2 or 3 or 5 or 7 parter. It took me forever to get it together. The whole, I did want to actually finish the car in the video, but it was mostly about the fender flares. Oh, now I'm going to knock the 60 down.
As long as it's you.
Oh, I would break my heart. Been with me since I was 14.
Here's a question for you.
Ask me. I'll tell you anything.
You're a G1 Transformer fan, right?
Yes.
Okay. Other than Optimus Prime, who is your favorite Transformer?
Oh, geez. My favorite Transformer, when we're talking about, comic books and all that.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
This is a timed question.
Yeah, jeez. I mean, I can't pick Optimus Prime because I really liked Optimus Prime. It attracted me. I liked the truck.
Who didn't?
But I mean, is it just? Can it also be a Decepticon?
No, it has to be one of the good guys.
Oh, good guys. Okay. I thought Rodimus Prime was cool. I also liked the whole story.
That's
well, he wasn't Rodimus. He was before he was Rodimus Prime was.
You mean Hot Rod?
Hot Rod, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
My
favorite was Hound.
Oh yeah. The what?
The Army Jeep.
Oh yeah. Well, of course. Oh, look at you.
And I'm building this guy. And look what I found in my decal cache.
Oh, I think you should. I totally think you should.
Hound had the 50 cal machine gun sitting up on top.
Dude, yeah. Totally do it. Woo, I'm sorry. Yes, I am all for that. Let's see how many the modelers pick up on that you did a model of Hound. I think that's groovy.
We'll see. I'm thinking after the show, when we go to Vegas, we'll display this as it is, and then I'll come home and put these guys on it.
Oh, really? You don't want to do it for the show?
I don't know. I mean,
I think you should.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be representing here. I'm like, I'm under the impression
it's representing a kit coming out in a few weeks.
Okay. Excuse me. Oh.
Well, you don't have all the decals.
No, I don't.
And
I'm considering procrastinating putting a star on the hood because I don't have a decal for the star.
Right.
But I do have whatever these things are.
Yeah, what was left after Andy, because
that
was from the first production kit that Andy built on his channel. And there's enough on there to do 2 different Jeeps, but he messed up his decals, so he had to use the other one because he was going to just give me what he didn't use.
Wow, Andy messed something up.
He messed up. Yeah. But that's cool. It's all good. I think you should do that. I think
at the Mafia meeting, I was talking to Brad Norgard. This thing was sitting there in primer, and he goes, "So what's your plan for it?" I said, "I think I might just leave it gray and put Navy markings on it."
Why not?
Why not? But I didn't.
It was a thought.
I'll do marine.
Huh?
I'll do marine decals on one side and U.S. Army on the other.
Who's going to tell you you're wrong? Everybody. But still, who cares? Man, it whatever you put on it, it's going to do its job because it's there to show. It's going to be the first time a lot of people are, if you're in Vegas and you're into this, you want to see this model. I mean, it should be probably 2 weeks after the show, the kit will finally be able to be sent out to people.
Well, I'm putting my name on the list for another one of these.
Yeah, I mean,
this is just, the ideas that we're getting while we're building this is.
I know it's a spectacular kit. I'm actually, I'm planning on doing some resin pieces for it.
That would be cool. I know a couple of guys that are in the 3D printing world. They're like, dude. Yeah. You want a 572 big block with a blower? I can get you one of those in that scale. I'm like, okay.
There you go. There's that, and which is cool. I wonder. I would like to, might possibly change the engine and what I got planned because I want to lift it and I want to come out with some cool beefy off-road wheels and tires and maybe a modified suspension where it's lifted.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So
and they do a body lift, do a suspension lift.
Yep.
Make that thing just all sorts of unstable.
Yeah, because exactly a nice little rollover. And the thing about it is it will after we both kind of tinkered with it, it's really open to that kind of stuff, the way it goes together, the way it's engineered.
Oh yeah. And
everything's so separate.
I'm looking at this right now and I'm thinking, I'll bet you Fred Henry could whip up a roll bar system for that thing like that.
Oh yeah, he'll Pro Street it. And see, 16 scale, it's easy to come up with some, big, that's the thing. You could do kind of a drag car with it because all the 16 scale drag cars, or like you said way back in the beginning, and I mentioned it in my first video about it, is making it a support vehicle for a front engine dragster. There's all those, and I think there's some coming back out. They're going to be bringing some of the old 16 scale front engine dragsters.
Is it Atlantis that's doing that?
I procrastinated there. Did you see that?
As he took a long sip while he's looking at his phone going, yes.
Yes, let's say that.
In fact, that's true.
When I say they,
what I mean is the internet.
Them. I got a pile of procrastination. Well, this is the room of procrastination. My resin casting that I finally launched. I started announcing I had the master all ready for that nose that I put out a year and a half ago. Is that some procrastination or what?
Master class.
Honestly, I mean, yeah, there was a bit of it, but what really was the problem is I didn't have a shop. And then what saved me, what really got things going, Mark came up with that idea of selling me real cheap that trailer. That's the only way I could have done it, because I just couldn't build that shop that I kept, I've been hounding you since we met about the little shop I want to build out back. And one day we're still going to build that room, but I just don't have the means.
It's quite an investment in time and money to do something like that.
And I have issues that I physically can't do something like that anymore. So.
Right. And I just don't want to.
You promised you would come over and build the entire thing for me. You liar! You're just procrastinating on me.
But I didn't say what scale it was going to be in.
Oh, look at how you got me there.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. So do you have a model sitting around you right now that you kind of keep it in view, but you've been procrastinating it did I say that word right? For the longest time? Yes, you do?
Yes. Come here.
Oh, that thing. Yes, that has come up in discussions many times with us since the beginning of this show.
The Fusi?
The Fusi. And then you're going to just, you bringing that back out and you're just going to.
It's not quite setting right there. But, I mean, I'll be like gangbusters about something, and then something will happen with either the kit or whatever, and then I'll just like, all the wind is now out of my sails, type of thing. But I sanded all the stuff off the roof because I wanted to graft it on here and make it look like it's a metal roof.
Yeah.
A customized metal roof type of thing. So we're going for.
Yeah, and you also laid the windshield back.
So you have the windshield raked just a little bit, which was squished in the box. We just went with that. But I'm at Art Lasky show in Southern California, and back in May or whatever it was, and poking around at what's on display on the tables and stuff. And somebody has a resin body where this is all molded into one thing, and I'm like,
oh, really? Thinking about it?
So I started thinking about it, and I was like, no, I'll just finish with what I got. But here's the engine.
Yeah, look at you going all crazy like that. It's going to be a salt flat speed time thing.
Right. So
I want to build my Merc to go.
The thing that's holding me up right now is I got to cut a hole in the hood for that engine.
So more things to procrastinate.
Every aspect of this car is a level of procrastination I have yet to explore. So yeah, just I want to sit down and just work on it, but then it's also I end up just kind of screwing around and
Yeah. Well, here's one that is major for me. I got two that haunt me. I got many that haunt me. Geez, I got three over here. I have a spot on my workbench where I keep my priority procrastinated projects that stare me in the face, so I see them all, so they won't ever fall out of my mind. I won't put them into the closet of doom.
A high priority procrastination.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them over there. But there's ones that every year I say this is the year, but that black '69 Camaro.
I'm familiar with that guy.
I don't know why I start to get all amped about it. I want to finish. It's not that far. It's got such a beautiful paint job on it. And I pull that out and I start working on it. And I go, what's stopping me? Why am I not feeling? I immediately pull it out and immediately not feel it anymore. So I think about it all the time, but when I pull it out and put it in front of me, I don't feel it anymore. There's a whole lot of that with me, with my procrastination. I don't feel it anymore. And the biggest thing that stops me in procrastination is done with that car. It's got the paint's one of my nicest paint jobs. That's the tragedy of it. I got a couple cars that have some of my nicest paint jobs on them. One is that one. The other one I can't frickin' find is that Fast Eddie Sharpman Comet. Oh, I want to finish that. And then I got that demon right there.
So it's all put together with white glue and stuff. I found out what's going on with the bottom here.
Marty, you got that figured? Good.
Marty actually wrote me and told me about what needs to be done, and there actually is a thing in the instructions that tells you where to cut it. So
kidding.
Pat Redmond and Marty, they were all right about stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. I know everything I need to fix on this. I can just put it in a pan of water, soak it, let it fall apart.
And that's good that Pat Redmond wants to help you, because all he does is send me notes just taunting me and pointing out all the obvious faults of my life. I knew
I liked him for something.
Yeah, no, everybody knows he's my pal. He's the only one who got 2 episodes of the podcast. Come on. I love you, Pat. You're my Canadian brother.
I got 1 episode of the podcast and this gig. So
yeah, well, you're really special, and I mean that in many ways. And I might not mean it in any ways, but I have my Porsche that I started. Oh my goodness, 3 house. Yeah. Oh, it has it right there. Cut that right part off, because that was why. Because that was designed for a completely different. I think that chassis was originally tooled for the.
Yeah, well, Marty was saying that this kit is an in-house, meaning manufacturer of the kit bash.
Yeah, it is. It is, because it's got a lot of stuff from the 68 and 69. Right.
So I'm wondering if AMT did that, and they're like, we're never doing that again.
Probably.
We're never doing that again.
But that Porsche, that is like I kit bash too. Tamiya Porsches back when that was a big deal, when Tamiya was way more expensive than our domestic kits. So that was like, oh, this is a lot of money. I better make it count. Now it don't matter. Heck, some of these kits now on the shelves cost more than the 2 kits I used from Tamiya. It's some of their cheapest kits.
That's another good point we'll get to in a second when you finish your story.
But that one is such a cool project, and it is the paint job that keeps stalling me. And I did the base coat on it, and I actually wasn't. The color didn't hit me the way I thought it would, and I also saw a lot of scratches, so I really didn't finish off with my body work. So I went back into the box. We'll deal with you later. On to other things.
Instead of shake and bake, it's back in the box.
Back in the box. Yeah, I am.
Another reason for procrastination would be because of either rarity of the kit or the cost of the kit. for me, because I'm like, oh man, if I mess this up, I can't replace this. Or, oh man, if I mess this up, I can't afford to buy another one of these, type of thing. So, because the kit's made out of unobtainium or whatever.
Oh yeah. See, that's the other one that's on the pile is now they don't have them, and they were already hard to find at the time, was that Bell Kit's Mark I Escort.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I want to get that finished because that's a cool model, but that's another one that
Where are you going to find another one?
You're not. It's probably pretty hard. I don't know if they're ever going to bring them back. Now that Andy can get Bell Kits, they don't have that kit anymore. I really wanted another one. And
you can probably reach out to Sean over at Scale Model Car Guy. He's probably got like 3 of those things.
No, probably. But I just, it was at that time, it was a $50. I bought it off of John when he was working for that guy at the 2018 IPMS Nationals here in Phoenix.
M&S Hobbies. Yeah.
M&S Hobbies.
I bought a Mark I Escort kit from John also, but
you did?
Yes, but it's an Italeri. It's an Italeri kit. It's not a Bell.
Oh, that's the Mark II.
Oh, is it the Mark II?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
You don't trust me?
Of course.
Well, that's a funny thing is when I was there looking, I actually have it in the video, is I was about to buy that kit. I says, if they had the Bell kits, and then I look around, I go, oh. I was so giddy to get that kit because I remember when I first saw that was out and found out how like a 99.9% unobtainium it was made of.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cadazzle.
Picked up the Mark II off of John because they were setting up for a show and I was judging the Desert Scale Classic, whatever it was, back in the day. And John's like, hey, come over, check this out. We got some stuff on sale. I'm like, yeah, I'll be over there in a second. He goes, no, you want to check this out. So I go over. They had cases of that Mark II. It's like I don't know if they ordered the wrong kit or what, but they had cases of those things. They were marked at $42 a piece.
Yeah.
And John's like, $20. I'm like,
wow. Oh my, yeah, I'd snag one of those for 20.
Yeah.
But it's funny, look back then when $50 was a lot when, but I was like, oh, when I found it there, John, I got to buy this. Here's my money, please. I was emptying my wallet because that's all I had. But $50 for one model at that time was ouchie.
Yeah.
Back in 18, now like the kits are, round 2 is losing their freaking minds with the price of their kits. I'm not complaining. I'm not.
Yeah, but you know what?
I even hear from the other side.
It's making Mobius more affordable.
Yeah, it is. No kidding. But it's funny, I go to Andy's and I'm looking at the Tamiya kits, and all the Tamiya kits are still the same price they were 10 years ago.
Yeah.
A couple of them, they've gone up. Some of their ones that were like cheap. There was a weird one.
Tamiya had a price increase on their paint and glue recently.
Yeah.
Just like everybody else did, but not to the extent that Testers had done. Testers had almost like tripled.
Oh yeah.
Price.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll stick with the Tamiya stuff, even though it's gone up just a little bit, because I'm used to it now.
And I think it's going up again. I mean, it's just, it's the age we live in, and that's how it is. But if you guys ever, you want to make yourself feel better, quite honestly, get on your phone, pull up this thing called inflation calculator, and you'll find out that it really, everything's almost kind of normal, that we kind of had it good for a long time. And that's the problem.
Yeah, a lot of the prices,
everything's almost kind of like catching up. I mean, I'm not happy about it. Believe me, this inflation is horrific on us, but everything's kind of catching up
because the cost of living hadn't raised so sharply in the last 40 years.
Yeah,
neither had the pay raises.
Yeah.
So it all stayed relative,
Yeah, exactly.
What we're feeling now is this extreme raise in consumerism, and we're not seeing the raise in pay to go with it. So,
yeah, I was really surprised that, and they warned me, enjoy it while it lasts. But when I went to go buy all my resin supplies to get started, which I went back again yesterday, got more. Isn't that cool? I had to buy more.
That's a good sign.
I'm shocked at what I'm paying, because I was expecting it to be, because it was, since I had bought resin supplies, was good 12 years. And back then it was really tough for me to come up with it. And I was expecting to be twice, maybe 3 times as much. And when the girl told me how much it was, I was going, wait, how much did you say? I was totally expecting it to drop like twice as or 3 times as much as what she said it was. And I was like, oh, cool.
Okay, good. So that's
yeah.
nice.
Oh, it's awesome. And she was saying it's going to go up, but she was talking about a lot of the product that they haven't had supply issues and they haven't had because that, I think a lot of chemistry stuff like that still stays here. I think it's all done here, so there hasn't been the huge hikes.
Isn't there a lot of stuff like a byproduct from petroleum distillation or whatever they call that stuff?
No, it might be, but not so much. It used to be. Resin used to be actually a petroleum product. I don't believe it is anymore.
Okay.
The types of resins that they use now, but everything is petroleum based, so I wouldn't be surprised. This hat's petroleum based. That Les Paul right there is petroleum based. This computer here is petroleum. People don't realize, they want to shut it down, but here's a little known fact.
Here's a little known fact that what killed the 12-inch G.I. Joe figures from back in the 60s was the oil embargoes of the 1970s.
Yes.
And then Kenner came along with their Star Wars figures of 3 3/4 inches tall, and which were pocket sized.
Yeah.
And then
which destroyed me when I was a kid, mind you. Now I love them.
Oh, of course. But yeah, that's what started the whole shrinkage of action figures.
Yeah, because they're small. They're SM all.
SM all.
SM all. Check it out. Speaking of the Big Joe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, look at this. It's so
nice. So that's not an original one though. That's a modern reissue.
It's a modern reissue for I think at this point. Let's see, when was it?
Probably the anniversary back in 2005.
2006. I bought this when these came out. I went at Toys R Us, and I wish I would have bought more. And Mark was buying a bunch of them because he buys and sells figures and movie stuff, and so I gotta have this because quite honestly, is this very figure here when they came out with the Kung Fu grip, I wanted one so bad, and I was told no because I was a bad boy. So,
well, check out what I found over at the.
Now Hobby I have Lobby. One. So, Mom.
So check out what I got over at the Hobby Lobbies.
Zing pow! You got your snake eyes.
It's a model kit.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm building this for my brother. I also have the Storm Shadow one too.
But but the Hasbro what was it? Not Kenner does and I come from the era of boys action figures, not dolls, action figures. Everything was this size, or the Migos, which were what were they? They were 6 inch or
6 inches tall. Yeah,
loved Migo too. Those were awesome. When the announcement of the Star Wars figures happened, I'm thinking they're going to be that big, and then this happened, and I was there
was a limited run of the 12-inch figures of dolls.
Yeah, and they were like not fun.
No,
they only made like 4 of them. They were kind of cool looking, but there was nothing
like a triple arms.
There was nothing you could do with them.
Yep.
All the play sets and everything was all designed. You only had a few of them, so you couldn't reenact, the only Star Wars movie that existed at the time.
Could you imagine having a Millennium Falcon big enough to put those things in?
Jeez,
it's bigger than the car.
Oh, that's what I used.
Family car.
I used the family car. Was the Millennium Falcon. There was a Star Destroyer, man. My mom's 72 Delta 88 Oldsmobile.
Oh, that's a nice one.
That was a cool car. I loved it. It was green with green interior. That I love that. I love the greens. They always did everything in the 60s.
I can't do green interiors or burgundy interiors. Those are the two colors that I just can't. Yeah, blue, fine.
I love them. I love them. I love it when the interior matches the outside. It's like almost the same shade.
Yeah, as long as it's not green. I don't know. It just feels
Well,
like you're driving around a swamp.
This will be something that you and I have to disagree on. It's
Okay.
just we're gonna have those things if we're gonna continue this.
That's fine.
And
well,
holy cow! Wait, what happened?
I'm gonna put that on the list for the counselor.
Boy, we went off track, didn't we?
G.I. Joe stole my stapler.
All right, so, you got any more to cover on this? Is this all groovy or?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to do this video so I could like not have to do things.
Procrastinate.
Exactly.
Well, like we always say, we want to hear from you guys. Please comment in the comment section below about what your procrastination on a model, what stops you, what kills you on a model. And, if you got some stalled projects that you procrastinate on, you got them sitting there, you go to work on them, you kind of procrastinate. I want to do this. You sit down to do it. And then you go, go over to the model car guys on YouTube Facebook group and post some pictures of your procrastination builds.
Please do. Unbuilds. Builds needs to be finished. Doesn't needs decals.
Let's see that.
The classic one. I think I'd rather get married than finish this. That kind of a thing.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, that's very cool.
The honeydew list. That's the famous one, right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
And
what stalls you out? We definitely want to hear from you guys on that. And again, man, we haven't really heard much from y'all. Nobody's given us any good ideas. We're not that good with ideas. We need you people. So you got any ideas of what you want us to discuss in the hobby of model cars? We want to talk about it. We just don't know because we can't come up with this stuff on our own, and maybe Felix is always, our director there, what is he? Is he program director? He's always on us. Like the meeting last week, we missed and wow, that was rough, wasn't it?
There was no donuts. I wasn't going to the meeting. It's just bananas.
Oh, that's all it is. It's always just banana. Well, at least he offers you a banana. I just get to frickin' peel. I can't win. So help us out, please, because Felix is really angry with us. He says, you guys, you got to come up with something. And
it sounds more like,
well, yeah, it's like that. But there's a translator there going.
It's usually a finger.
Yeah. He's got a couple fingers too.
Right.
That he uses.
He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that, does he?
He does.
He does?
He loves Iron Maiden. I'm telling you. Dude, you put an Iron Maiden video on, this kid goes like that. I'm not joking.
I can't wait to hear the stories from when he starts going to kindergarten.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
Drop him off, drive around the block, come back, pick him up.
Yep, that's what it's going to be. What happened now?
Yep.
He went like this to the teacher.
Yeah.
Like the Mars attacks. Alrighty. All right. Well,
that keeps slipping off.
Yes. So you have a shout out, and I do too.
Well, my buddy over at Rusty Rotors, Rick, he was talking about how he likes to plan his builds in his own mind.
Yes.
On his way home from work or whatever, and he was talking about us and our videos, and he was like, he says, I'm really glad to know I'm not the only one that builds everything in my mind ahead of time. Oh
yeah, that's a big part of it. I remember when I first started really getting heavy into model car building, I was cutting grass for a living. I worked for a mowing service or whatever, and that was the greatest thing, because you could shut your brain out. You just cutting grass, and I'm thinking of my next build, and I just can't wait to get home.
I'm often accused of that.
Yeah, but speaking of Rusty Rotor, I just want to give him a shout out, man. Thanks for the card here.
There you go.
You got to me via of Mr. BG right there. And yeah, and I saw what you said about it. It's kind of, you don't see it as well on this camera, but that is a cool video, and I really dig that truck. But that's funny. That's funny right there.
Yeah, it is. But that truck is killer, though.
Oh, that truck is outstanding. I'd like to see more of that.
I wouldn't be surprised if that thing had a Coyote engine in it.
Probably. It looks like it should. I mean, I bet you it does. But yeah, that thing was very cool. But thank you very much, Mr. Rusty Rotor. That's
Mr. Rick.
Mr. Rick at Rusty Rotor.
Dan, did you hear that?
No.
Okay, good. The air conditioner kicked in, and it sounded like the tolls of the bell of hell.
Well, with that being said, it sounds like that's where we got to go now.
I might have to go up on the roof.
All right, everybody. We want to thank you all for tuning in. This was a lot of fun. And, well, you know what? Before you go on the roof, let's go to Andy's.
Let's go to Andy's before he leaves the country.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So stay tuned for the producers. They're coming up now. Open in the room, right?
Right. You know, it's kind of interesting. I got okay. A thought just exploded out of my skull, and it's gone. Poof, it's gone. Okay. Now I remember what it is. Okay, so there is a also something